Well, hi, everybody. I'm Ernie Harwell. And welcome to Chicago White Sox baseball. And this is APBA, the voice of baseball in your home since 1951. We're coming to you from out here at the park. Today, the visiting New York Yankees will test the White Sox at home. They're on a slide with 7 losses in their last 10 games. Overall, they now stand at 4-9. The White Sox come into this game in last place. They're 4 games behind the leader in the league. They're 8 in batting average at .259, 4th in runs scored per game, leading in steals with 3. This is the first game in this 3-game series. The White Sox take the field here in the first. Manager McCoy sends out his squad this way. Holloway at first base. Michaels at second. Appling for the shortstop. Baker at third. The outfield consists of Scala in left field, Metkovich in center field, and Adams over and right. Tipton is behind the plate, and on the mound for the White Sox, the right-handed Gettle. This is Gettle's second start of the season. His record 0-1. On his last outing, he lost. After 1 game, his ERA at 8.44. He will be facing Yankees starter, left-hander Byrne. So settle in. We're ready to start this game. To get it going, Keller. He'll take advantage of your mistakes. Catcher Tipton sets his target. Now Gettle comes home with it. Swung on, hot smash to Michaels. Just out of reach. And Keller is aboard with a single. Next batter, Coleman. So far, hitting .386. He has 11 RBIs, 5 walks in his 50 trips. Keller can hightail it. Batter Coleman. Now 12 games in a row on base. Pitcher Gettle set to go. Gettle deals. High fly ball to center. Metkovich is racing to the track, and he takes it in. 1 down. And Keller gets back safely. Henrik, bat in hand. On the season, he's hitting .296, 2 homers, 5 RBI. He's walked 6 times in his 34 trips. Tommy steps up. Tipton set. Gettle deals. Swung on, and it's pulled hard to right. Adams will play it on the hop. Keller is around second, but the coach flashes the stop sign. Keller stops at second as the throw comes in. And Henrik is on with a single. We have Berra coming up to hit. He's their cleanup hitter. 1 out, 2 on, first and second for New York. No score. He's hitting .271. Yogi has 3 RBIs this season. Batter set. Gettle climbs the mound. The ball's hidden in his mitt. Right-hander Gettle ready. The runners take their lead. Here's the pitch. Pop foul behind third. Baker is over. He's under it and makes the catch. And the runners hold. For New York, Keller at second. Henrik at first. 2 gone. The top of the first inning. Here's left-handed Brown to take his swings. A very steady hitter on the season. 3 for 13. He's walked twice. The batter stands in. Gettle put on the rubber. Checks. Keller at second. The runners take their lead. The pitch to Brown. Ground ball to Appling. He's up with it. Flips to Michaels at second. And the side is retired. That'll do it for New York. No runs on 2 hits. There were no errors. 2 left. A good chance goes by the board. Yankees, nothing. White Sox coming up. For the Yankees, the Yankees
come into this game in first place. Their recent record is about even. Overall, they now stand at 8 wins and
5
losses. On the league leaderboards, they enter this game
third.
In batting
At 269. Third.
In homers
With 11.
Fourth. In slugging. Tied for second in stolen bases
With 2.
Leading in on-base percentage. Number 2 in ERA.
At 3.69. The Yankees take the field here in the first. Manager McCoy sends out his squad this way. Collins at first base. Coleman at second. Rizzuto, the shortstop. Brown at third. The trio in the outfield. In left is Keller. In center, Lindell. And over in right, Henrik. Berra is behind the plate. And on the mound for the Yankees, the left-hander, Byrne. This is Burns' third start of the season. His record, 0-1.
He's coming off a loss.
Tommy has worked 11. His ERA a hefty 9.82. Leading off, Holloway. To date, offensively, carrying a
3.03
average. He has
3
RBIs. He's walked 7 times in his 40 trips.
In the last few outings, he's been a table setter for 6 games in a row. He's had at least 1 free pass.
The batter stands in. Byrne prepares to come home. He lets one go. Another wide one. Ball 4. And Don heads down to first. Runner on first. Here's Scala to take his swings. Jerry has been a reliable hitter. Holloway can hightail it. Scala relaxes himself at the plate. Left-hander Byrne ready. The offering to Scala. Lined hard over first. Henrik races over. He cuts it off in the corner. Holloway rounds third. They're waving him in. Here comes the throw home. Scala is going for third. Holloway scores. Collins cuts it to third. And Scala is just safe under the tag. Oh. The gamble pays off. So the double scores 1, and the White Sox go ahead by a run, 1-0. First inning. 1 on, right-handed batter Michaels. Steps up to face Byrne. Swinging a hot bat so far. Now batting .321. He has 12 RBIs. The hitter stands in. Byrne on the rubber. Infield deep. Scala down the line some at third. Byrne brings it to the plate. The whiff. Byrne makes him look bad. And Cass is checking out the weather. 1 away. And he gets the strikeout just when he needs it. He'll need 1 more. One on, right-handed batter Appling. Steps up to face Byrne. Off to a terrific start, batting .370. He has 2 RBIs. Batter waits. Byrne climbs the mound, lefty against righty. Infield deep. Scala takes his lead at third. The offering from Byrne. Hit hard toward the gap in right center. Henrik races back. He won't get it. It's off the wall. Scala trots home. And Appling cruises into second. Double and an RBI. So the double scores 1, and Chicago increases its lead. This ball game now 2-0, and Appling now has 3 runs batted in on the season. All right, for Chicago. 1 away. Appling standing out at second, the bottom of the first inning. Adams gets set to face Byrne. He gets his share of hits to date. 5 for 16. He has 6 RBIs. He's walked once. Berra set. The pitch. Low. Ball 4.
Herb hustles down to first, and that sets up the double play.
The White Sox
Have one out, runners at first and second.
Metkovich
Is stepping up to hit against Byrne. He bats left-handed. So far, hitting at 225, 2 homers, 10 RBI.
He's walked 6 times and he's 49 trips.
Pitcher Byrne set to go.
Metkovich squares.
Byrne deals, bunted in the air. Byrne dives, but he can't come up with it. He's on his feet, guns it to first. Just in time,
Metkovich sacrifices.
The White Sox have 2 gone, 2 in scoring position.
The bottom of the first inning.
Baker's up. Floyd doing good work at the plate, hitting .306. Byrne comes set. The pitch. Lofted to center.
Lindell
Has a range and the bead. And he puts it away, and that retires the side.
for the White Sox.
2 runs on 2 hits. 2 men left on base. They jump into the lead.
White Sox
Leading by 2. 2-0.
for New York.
It'll be
Lindell
Rizzuto
and Collins. Here's Lindell to lead it off. Johnny
will deliver an occasional hit. To date, batting
1 for 4.
Catcher ready.
Gettle
Fires it in. High and tight. The ump says ball 4.
and Lindell will get down to first.
That was
Lindell's
first walk of the season.
Lindell down at first.
Rizzuto
Gets set to bat against Gettle.
Rizzuto slugging at a
429
clip. 1 homer,
9
ribbies. Rizzuto
waits. Tipton
ready to receive. The offering jammed him. It's pushed towards second.
Michaels charges.
Feels it. Flips it to first, and he nails Rizzuto by a step. 1 down.
Lindell now at second.
1 gone.
Second
Inning. 1 on.
New York
Now sends Collins to bat, hitting 8. We do not have a scouting report on this guy. To date,
1 for 4.
he stands in.
Right-hander Gettle ready. Gettle
Fires it in. Collins turns the bat loose, but comes up empty. He's out of there. 2 away. Pitcher Byrne to hit. The
Yankees
have 2 down.
Lindell
On second. On the season, he's 2 for 3.
He's sacrificed twice.
Byrne steps up to the plate.
Gettle gets set to pitch.
The pitch
Gettle
fans him. Side retired.
for the Yankees.
0-0-0. They lead
1.
They had a chance but could not convert.
White Sox
Still with a 2-run lead. We go to the bottom of the second inning.
for Chicago.
Here in the
Second Tipton, Gettle
and Holloway. Here's Tipton to start it off. Not in there for his bat. So far at the plate,
4
hits in 19 trips.
He has 2 RBIs.
He's walked twice.
Tipton
Steps in. Byrne prepared to work. Now Byrne pitches.
Tipton
Drills one by Brown. Backed up by Rizzuto. The long off-balance throw.
the stretch by
Collins out at first. And there's 1 away. One away. Nobody on.
Gettle will bat next for Chicago.
On the season, nothing in 2 trips.
Gettle waits. Berra crouched down now.
The pitch. paints the black. Strike 3 call. 2 away. Next batter, Holloway. Burns will go to work on him. The pitch from Burns. It's looped to right. Henrik coming on, but he won't get it, and Holloway is on at first. Next batter, Scala. Burns prepared to work. Burns with the pitch. Scala started to go round, but he checked his swing in time. He takes a walk to first, and Holloway moves into scoring position. And that's already the 3rd walk issued by Burns. That was Scala's first walk of the season. All right, we have Michaels coming up to hit. The White Sox have 2 down, runners at first and second. On the season, Michaels has 12 runs batted in. Starting this game, he was 5th in RBIs with 12. Burns now set. The runners take their lead. Burns comes to him, wide by a hair. Free ticket to first for Michaels, and the sacks will be jammed. Appling is stepping up to hit against Burns. 2 outs. Bases jammed. Up by 2. Luke has 3 RBIs this season. In the league, he's 9th in batting average. His average now at .383. The batter stands in. Burns is on the slab. Burns looking in at the target. A little glistening on his upper lip. Here's the pitch. Fly ball to straightaway left. Not deep. Keller moves under it and brings it in. For the White Sox, no runs, 1 hit. They leave 3, and the White Sox lose a great opportunity. White Sox up 2-0. The White Sox will face the top of the order here in the 3rd. Keller, Coleman, and Henrik. To get it going for the Yankees here, Keller, he bats left. Batter facing Gettle. Gettle is ready to fire it in. The pitch. It misses. Ball 4. And Keller will get the base. That was Keller's first walk of the season. Now coming up, Coleman. Batter Coleman, among the league leaders. He's 4th in batting. His average now at .378. Gettle staring in, ready to work. Space on the right. Gettle kicks and delivers. Fly ball. Long ball. Metkovich posts himself under it. He's got it. And there's 1 away. Keller gets back to first. 1 gone. Keller down at first. Next to bat for New York is a left-hand hitting Henrik. Gettle is ready to fire it in. The offering from Gettle. Lifted to center. Not too deep. There's Metkovich. And he takes it in. That's the 2nd out. And Keller gets back safely. 2 gone. 3rd inning. 1 on. Berra now walks out to bat. He bats left-handed. Right-handed Gettle goes to the set position. Gettle comes to him. Laced to right field. Base hit. Adams. Silver fields it. Keller is 1 around second. But the coach is signaling to stop. He'll hold it second as the throw comes in. And Berra has a single. Well, Brown gets set to face Gettle. Batting 5th. 2 away. Keller on second. Berra on first for New York. Bobby has 1 RBI on the season. The batter stands in.
Gettle now set.
The runners take their lead. The pitch to Brown. Ground ball to Baker. He's up with it. The long throw to first.
And he fires it right by Holloway. Keller scores easily. Berra is around second.
He'll make third.
And Brown has to settle for one as the ball is returned to the infield. He never made the turn. Baker picks up an error.
And the
Yankees
are sneaking up on the
White Sox.
They are within one. Score now
2-1. And these fans just inched forward in their seats.
2 on.
New York now sends Lindell
To bat from the right. The batter stands in.
Gettle
On the rubber.
Catcher Tipton sets his target.
The throw to first.
And it gets by Holloway. Berra
Will score. Tie game.
Brown moves down to second. Holloway is charged with an error.
2 errors now for
Chicago. Here come the Yankees.
They get back the run and even the score.
Right-hander Gettle ready. Brown stretches his lead off second.
The pitch. Bounced slowly up the middle. Appling can't reach it.
Neither can Michaels. It's through.
Brown is well around third. They're waving
Brown
in, and he scores.
as the throw comes into second. Lindell holds it first for the single.
So the single drives in one, and the
Yankees
go ahead by a run, 3-2 here in the third. That's
Lindell's
first run batted in of the season. Rizzuto, bat in hand.
pitcher Gettle eyeing
Rizzuto, now he's ready. Here he comes.
Whacked it into right field.
Adams has got a long way to go.
Still after it.
Near the line. He makes a catch.
Yankees gone.
The line for the
Yankees
3-2 and 2 errors by the
White Sox.
They lead
1. New York
goes out in front.
The score now stands 3-2. Yankees as we head for the bottom of the third inning.
Adams,
Metkovich
and Baker
due up for Chicago.
Adams leading it off.
Now Byrne ready.
The delivery from Byrne. Didn't mean to swing.
A slow roller to the left side.
Rizzuto will have to rush his throw.
And he gets
Adams. Nice play. 1 down.
one away.
Next to bat for
Chicago
is a left-hand hitting
Metkovich.
Byrne looking in at the target. The pitch. Can't find the strike zone. That's ball 4.
And Metkovich
coaxes a walk.
Walk number 5 for Byrne. 1 away. Metkovich on first for Chicago. Baker gets set to face Byrne. Metkovich
will take a big lead. He has the speed. Batter Baker.
He entered this game tied for second in doubles with 5.
Batter ready.
Byrne
prepares to come home. The pitch.
Baker looks at strike 3.
2 down.
Tipton
is up next.
He stands in. Left-hander Byrne ready.
To the plate. He pulled the string. Strike 3 call. That's 3 away.
That'll do it for Chicago.
Nothing across.
They had a chance but could not convert.
The score still 3-2.
White Sox
Trail.
Collins, Byrne, and Keller to bat next. Collins leading off the 4th. Joe waits. Gettle prepared to work.
The pitch.
Collins wraps it to the right side. Michaels ranges to his left.
A quick peg to first, and Collins is retired. One down. Burns up. Burns waiting.
Gettle looking home.
The pitch. Batted hard on the ground toward right.
Diving stop by Michaels.
Throws. And he makes the play to first. And that's out number 2.
Now coming up, Keller. Gettle looking home. Gettle
into the wind. Swing and a fly ball. Pretty well hit. Right field. May not be caught. It's history. Home run for
Keller.
So they collect a solo homer, his first home run of the season. It's now 4-2 ball game.
Here's Pullman coming to the plate.
Catcher ready.
Gettle into his motion.
Delivers. There's a little blooper down the right field line. It might drop in. Adams has a long run. He gets there. Side retired. That'll do it for New York. A run on 1 hit. There were no errors. They add a little padding. The score is 4-2 as we go to the bottom of the 4th inning.
Gettle, Holloway, then Scala to bat next. Gettle starts it for the White Sox. Left-hander Byrne ready.
The pitch. Breaking ball.
Bounce past Byrne.
Pizzuto is over. He stabs for it, makes a pickup,
and throws Gettle out by a step. And there's one away. One away. Holloway is out to take his hacks, and he hacks from the right.
Holloway can get on for you. Byrne looking in. The pitch. Byrne misses. Ball 4.
Holloway will go to first,
and that's the 6th walk issued by Byrne.
One away.
4th inning. 1 on.
Now Scala to face
Byrne, left side batter, batting second.
Scala
waiting.
Left-hander Byrne ready.
The delivery. Over but low.
And Scala takes first. And there's a runner in scoring position. And Byrne is given up 7. 3 rides to first. 1 gone.
4th inning. 2 on.
Michaels
up.
Byrne sets up on the rubber again.
Checks the runners. Here's a pitch from Byrne. Off-speed delivery.
Michaels
chases it. He's out of there. 2 down.
Two away, 2 on, first and second for Chicago. The bottom of the 4th inning.
Appling's up.
He's their cleanup hitter. Luke has driven home 3 runs for the season. Byrne looking home.
Here's a pitch from Byrne. It's a shot to left center. Base hit. Keller is racing over. He cuts it off deep in the gap. Holloway is well around third.
Scala is rounding second. They're waving Holloway in. Holloway scores.
They're holding Scala at second
as the throw comes into second.
So Appling with a ribby single, and the White Sox get 1 back,
trimming the lead to 1.
The fans want more.
Here's left-handed Adams to take his swing. 2 gone. Scala on second.
Appling on third.
Third has driven home 6 runs for the season.
Adams takes his stand.
Byrne
on the rubber.
Check Scala at second.
Byrne cranks it up. Skied high to the left side.
Rizzuto is drifting back.
He's under it. This should do it. And he makes the catch. That'll do it for Chicago. A run on one hit. 2 left. They had good chances for more, but still trailed by
1. White Sox
down 4-3.
Chicago
Will now face the heart of the
Yankees
lineup.
Henrik, Berra, and
Brown coming up.
Henrik
Leading it off.
His average now at .310.
Batter waits.
Gettle
Looking in. Here's the pitch.
Henrik
Juices this one. It's got possibilities.
chasing
Adams
to the fence.
and gone.
Tommy
Has hit a home run. So they collect a solo homer, his third home run of the season, and the
Yankees
now lead 5-3, and Henrik now has 6 runs batted in on the season.
Berra
Up, no outs, a run in.
now batting .280. Gettle gets set to pitch.
And the pitch,
Berra
chops it toward Callaway. He backs up and plays the big hop.
he waves off Gettle and takes it himself.
One away. Next batter,
Brown,
some power.
Gettle focuses in on the target.
And now the pitch. It's a long fly ball to center field.
Metkovich
Got a late start. He's running back
still after it,
and makes the catch in the webbing.
and that's the second out.
Two away.
Fifth inning, we have Lindell,
The bat for the
Yankees. Lindell,
1 for 1 with a walk. 1 RBI.
Gettle
Poised. The pitch. Grounded deep into the hole.
Appling
Is over. But he won't get it. Base hit for
Lindell. Johnny with his second hit in this game.
Rizzuto up the bat. The
Yankees
have 2 away.
Lindell down at first.
Rizzuto is 0 for 2. The batter stands in.
Right-hander Gettle ready.
The pitch. Rizzuto bruises one, heading for the gap in left center.
But Scala flags it down on the first bounce. Lindell is around second.
But the third base coach is on the job.
Lindell stops at second as the throw comes in. A pair of singles for New York.
2 on. Collins walks up. He bats left.
Joe does not get extra base hits.
A chance to drive in a run here. And here comes
White Sox.
manager McCoy.
He's asking Gettle for the ball. Carrasquel
Who will take the mound for
Chicago. So Gettle goes 4 2/3.
He yielded
5
runs,
2
earned on
8 hits.
2 homers,
2
walks,
He fans
2. He's responsible for the runners. He can only lose it.
Carrasquel
Throws from the right.
ERA at 5.4.
This is his 4th appearance. He's worked 3 1/3. No record yet. He's looking for 1 out.
Carrasquel is finished with his warm-up pitches.
The umpire is brushing off the plate. We're ready to go. Batter ready.
Carrasquel now set.
The runners take their lead.
Carrasquel
Brings it to the plate.
checks swing.
He held up and he walks. That fills the bases. That was Collins' first walk of the season.
2 outs, 5th inning.
Ducks on the pond. Here's the pitcher, Byrne.
Carrasquel sets up on the rubber. Carrasquel with the pitch. Fisted to right by Byrne. And it falls in front of Adams. Mendel scores.
Rizzuto is well around third.
Collins is around second.
They're waving Rizzuto in. They're holding Collins at second. Here comes a throw home. Here's a play at the plate. And he's in standing.
And Collins holds at second.
Byrne holds at first. So the single drives in two. That was pitcher Byrne who delivered, helping himself. And the Yankees add to their lead. The score now, 7-3.
Here's Keller coming to the plate.
Keller had his first homer earlier in this game. Keller perfect in 3 trips, 2 hits, 1 walk, and he scored twice.
So, yeah, I thought I'd bump in here for a minute because this is a great conversation going on about this game. So, Ricardo Ottone, huh? Come stai, paisano? Hope you're doing well, my friend. So, yeah, I mean, look, I'm a graphic artist. I do animation. I'm into all kinds of stuff. I love technology. I use it as a musician. I even use it as a magician, really. But I realize that with this game, right, it's the whole thing is, there is no animation really, little kind of cue animations on the little scoreboard up there and stuff like that. There's nothing in the ball flight or anything, but this game really captures, and such a wise choice by APBA. You needed a great broadcaster to do this game, but again, just like I'd written in the comments, this is, in the earliest days of baseball, before that very first baseball broadcast by KDK in Pittsburgh in 1921, you followed baseball in the newspaper or you went to see it live. And since a Western trip in baseball back in the day was Cincinnati and St. Louis, that was it, right? Pretty much the Mississippi River was the that was the boundary of baseball. It was all on the right hand side, if you will, about of the Mississippi River. But then the advent of radio happens. It gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and all of a sudden now Major League Baseball is all over the United States. And in 1941, Joe DiMaggio is on the. People were following DiMaggio in places in America where there never was Major League Baseball, but they were riveted with it, And as I sit here, I've got a monitor chat, certainly. Although you guys are all good guys, but you never know. This time of night, you get some wacko in here. But I'm simultaneously able to just, none of us were around in 1949 or whatever. But I can imagine, just by the descriptions in this game, I can see the action playing out anyhow. It's like reading a book, and I contend, and I love movies, but, for as great as the Godfather movies are, at least the first 2, or as great as the 3 Lord of the Rings movies are, right? Neither the Godfather movies nor the Lord of the Rings movies can capture the books. Not even close. Not even close. And I know that sounds terribly, capital L, very snobbish, but it's not. It's true. I think you have to engage more actively. So you imagine listening to baseball on a transistor radio, right? You had to, and if you were listening to your favorite team, and so for me it was the Pirates, right? And it was, I could see Three River Stadium, or if they were playing the Reds, I could see Riverfront or what have you, even though it was just coming through a radio. And again, some of my fondest memories of listening to radio games was when I was in college, and then started working for Penn State. So this was around the mid-'90s. And, my best friend and I, in the springtime and in the summer, I had a first floor flat, and I'd put this big ass radio that I had in the window, and we'd be having a catch and listening to the game. And we were riveted. We were captivated by it. I love MLB The Show. I have it. I don't do it on my channel too much, especially when Legends has his thing going. And I love it. It's an excellent game. But, you know, you can tell that you look at its presentation, right? And you compare the descriptions of Ernie Harwell to that of, you know, the broadcasters that they've used in MLB The Show. It's definitely it's a television game, right? It's meant to capture baseball as it's played on television. This is more baseball as it was played on radio, and I contend that baseball is first and foremost a radio game or a see it live game. I don't think, just my own opinion, I don't think baseball is a good TV sport at all because of the size of the field and how far apart the players are, you know, whereas, you know, American football certainly was almost, you could almost say, made for television. You know, football was around before television, but it never really captured people the way baseball did. And, you know, hockey and basketball weren't even blips on the radar yet, really, even though basketball had been around. You know, Naismith invents it, 1894 or something. And but Richard says Ernie was a member of the generation interacted with baseball. Yes, through transistor radio, it absolutely informs the presentation in a way that a modern announcer couldn't do. It's not a knock on them, just a different time. Absolutely, Richard. Couldn't agree with you more. Couldn't agree with you more. And hey, Hfield07 here with us. I'm going to resume the game in a minute. I do have something else I do want to announce. It's already up there in the tin. But yeah, I love the old broadcast too. And while this emulates them, certainly one of the most popular channels that I've run across on YouTube is Classic Baseball on the Radio. That's a phenomenal channel. You know, I remember when I first found it, I was listening to a 1934 game, and like to hear Lou Gehrig's name, that was like, it sent chills through me. I'm not ashamed to say it. I was over there in Europe. I'm like, God, I'm dying for some baseball. And I happened to find that channel. So this was before I started doing this and discovering this community. And I was just in heaven. Oh my God. I don't think I slept for 2 days. I was just listening to all these great old baseball broadcasts. All right, now, very quickly up there in the tin, at the end of this game, and I'm going to try not to talk too much anymore, there's a another reason to join the Discord. So there's a really good all-time greats freebie, pardon me, for Action PC baseball that our family member Blue Rose Case is made available. So I'm not going to play a game in it tonight, but I'll show it to you guys after this game. So if you have Action PC baseball, this is a pretty damn big freebie too. There's a lot you could do with it. But we'll go over it. That being said, let's get back to the action here. Although it's not much of action here, Yankees Red Sox. We'll see how it plays out in the next inning or two, since this is so very early season game. Or this is only game 14 or something. We may just mercy rule this, but let's see what happens. All right, back to Ernie, who's much better at this than I am.
Carrasquel
Set. The runners take their lead.
I put it in, Richard.
The pitch hit hard toward the gap in right center. Base hit.
Metkovich is after it.
Still running. He cuts it off.
Collins
Is well around third.
Byrne
Is around second.
They're waving Collins in. Byrne
Is headed for third. The throw home. Here's a play at the plate. And he's safe easily.
and Byrne moves to third. Keller is on with a single. So the single drives in one, and the Yankees now lead 8-3. And that's the Yankees' 10th hit. Coleman is up next. Batter up. Carrasquel prepared to work.
All right, guys. Usually I don't like to do this on Ernie broadcast, but we're going to go ahead and do the mercy rule for this and quick play this. And this is a great opportunity. I realize it's baseball, anything can happen, but the Yankees clearly outclassing the White Sox here. They just don't have the bullpen to handle these guys. So here's how you do it. In case you ever run into a game, you just want to quick play it. All you have to do is you go to options, announcer and sounds. This is weird, but it works. So you just click turn off the announcer, click save, minimize the game, and it's going to pop right back up, and that's it. And yeah, the Yankees won this one 9-4. So that's how you do it, and then we'll just turn Ernie back on for the next time. But that's how you quick play a game in this. Pretty cool. Actually, yeah, it was years ago I discovered this, and you'll hear the crowd come back on. There we go. So easy, just like the Yankees, even in 1949. All right, we're going to switch games here. Let me just back out of this, bring up League Manager, make sure everything is cool. Yep, everything is cool there. All right, so we're going to go into Action PC Baseball so I can quickly show you guys this roster. It is available in the Ned McGreevy Discord, and this one is courtesy of Blue Rose Case. So show you what it's all about. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Let me just change seasons here. I have 1971 up right now. I was going to do an Action PC game tonight, but I really just felt like listening. So, all right, let's find this thing. So this is called Franchise Greatest Single Season is what it is. So it is an all-time greats league, but this is the like a player's best season with each particular franchise. So in a sense, this is similar to the thing that I've been playing a lot lately on APBA PC Baseball. The difference is this does have doppelgangers. So you're going to see Barry Bonds both in the San Francisco Giants and the Pittsburgh Pirates. Rogers Hornsby both with the Cubs and with the St. Louis Cardinals. But I still think that I still think it's really good. Nothing set up. None of the player pictures. Or haven't done anything with logos. If you do download this, he also does have the player picks and stuff. I'm not using his player picks or anything, but you should download it. It's really, really cool. So we can look at like for instance here. So the New York Giants and the San Francisco Giants are two separate teams, and I like it. The only other time I've really seen something like this is Diamond Mine Baseball. So 2 times Diamond Mine Baseball and APBA PC Baseball. So if we look at, and we're going to see you can see Willie Mays on both teams as well. So if we look at the New York Giants, you can see that now. I'm not sure. Hopefully, Blue Rose Case can tell us what criteria he used in terms of a player's best season. But just looking at this roster of, and let's turn off photos here for a second. Oh, we have Hornsby also in the Giants. So Hornsby's actually in this league 3 times on 3 different teams. So I used to be really against having doppelgangers in a game because I thought it'd be really weird for Eddie Collins to ground out to Eddie Collins. But rather, it's you look at that player. I guess I still don't use them for this. I'm fine with it. To say, well, okay, but Rogers Hornsby, on the Cubs is very, very different Rogers Hornsby than he was in the Cardinals. I associate Hornsby mostly as a Cardinal, actually. But anyhow, here it is. So you can see, good research here, though. Johnny Mize, and you're going to see Johnny Mize and a couple other teams. Willie Mays, Mellott, Walker Cooper, Sid Gordon, Bobby Thompson. There's Hornsby. Let me see who else. Some big names. Bill Terry, Freddie Lindstrom, George Kelly, Monty Irvin, Stonewall Jackson. There's a Hall of Famer nobody talks about. There's Dick Bartell, Larry Doyle, Eddie Stanky, Turkey Mike Donlin, Ross Young's another forgotten Hall of Famer. Roger Bresnahan, of course. Kip Selbach, we found out about him in the first Ned McGreevy League. Beauty Bancroft. So now if we go and look at the San Francisco Giants, it's all changed up a little bit, and I see it doesn't have a ballpark assigned, so I have to do that. So we see Willie Mays on this team. There's Kevin Mitchell. There's Stretch. There's Bobby Bonds. So Papa and Junior on the same team now, or Papa and Little Barry, whatever. There's the Baby Bull, Orlando Cepeda, Jeff Kent, Matt Chapman, Brandon Crawford, Buster Posey. So, congratulations to him. I mean, I think he did a great job. Now the St. Louis Browns have their own team separate from the Baltimore Orioles. And again, you're going to see like Goose Goslin is going to be with he's going to be with Washington. I don't know. I didn't look yet whether he's including Washington with Minnesota or Washington on its own. So the whole Washington thing is weird. But anyhow, so there's a great player there, Ken Williams, Hall of Famer Goose Goslin, one of the greatest of all time right here, George Sisler, Heine Minush on here, Baby Doll Jacobson, hell of a player. So a lot of players here and pitchers. There's Rube Waddell. So Waddell already, this is toward the end of his career, but he's with the Browns, and he had a 19-14 record with them. So, and if we just go around a few of these things, let's look at the Philadelphia Athletics, who are different than the Oakland A's. So there's Rube Waddell, more in his prime, along with the great Lefty Grove. There's somebody on Facebook put a list of the 10 greatest pitchers. Lefty Grove was not on there, but Clayton Kershaw was. Made no sense to me. The only thing I agreed with was this person did name Walter Johnson the greatest pitcher of all time, which he's right. But anyhow, there you go. A lot of people were bitching that Cy Young wasn't on the list. It's like, yeah, he had 511 wins, but when you look at what Walter Johnson did, and another guy that wasn't on the list, Addie Joss wasn't on the list, Carl Hobble not on the list, Warren Spahn. Again, it's like somebody wrote in there. It is kind of office water cooler talk, but there you go. But these are great. So there's Jimmy Fox and Al Simmons. It's enough to scare people. There's Bob Johnson. My God, Mickey Cochran, Napoleon Lajoie, who's also going to be with the Indians. So if you're fine with doppelgangers, this is really worth getting. And remember, anything that you have in Action PC Baseball, much like Action PC and Out of the Park, just about any digital game except for a few, like PC Replay isn't as flexible, neither Strat. You could create your own leagues out of this. So really a lot of fun. I don't know what else to say. Some of the franchises, like the Pittsburgh Pirates, are going to be a little bit more stable. But again, there's Barry Bonds. But there's Kutch. Kutch is probably going to be with a couple other teams here. But like Archie Vaughn. Now, unless he was put on Brooklyn, I should look at and see if Brooklyn has its own team, because he did have a couple seasons with the Dodgers. So some of these franchises are going to be a little bit more stable than the others. But again, there's Paul Wainer. The only complaint I have about this, and it's easily fixed, is I'm going to bring in Lloyd Wainer as well. He definitely should be on this team. So will he get some playing time? Probably, actually. I mean, Kutch is probably going to be the starting, Brian Giles. But Paul Wainer, or Lloyd Wainer, is definitely going to be put on this team. He's not there, but still really good stuff. And I urge you to pick it up, man. It's free. Just go to the old Ned McGreevy Discord and download it. It's good stuff. There. So Aaron Reed just got it. Yep. Good man, Aaron. Good man. So I'm just curious. Let me look and see. So Brooklyn does have its own team. Nice. And let me see if he actually put Archie Vaughn, because Archie Vaughn was toward the end of his career. So Vaughn not on here. So I'm not really sure what Blue Rose Case's criteria were for doing these, but I like it. I really like it. So give it a go. It's going to cost you a couple seconds of download time. He does include the photo packs if you want to use those. And just a ton of free baseball here you can play. And a lot of teams. Let me see how he's doing Washington, because he has the American League here. So it looks like he's not folding them in with Minnesota, which is cool. So let's have a quick look here at the Senators, Nationals, whatever. Yep. So again, there's, we're seeing there's Walter Johnson, who was a position player too, believe it or not. So Killebrew, so Harmon Killebrew in there. Sam Rice. Yeah. Look at the pitchers. And of course, there's the great Walter Johnson. Pretty scary. Stan Kovaleski, another scary, good pitcher. This would be a fun, I think this would be a fun team to play here. Again, these years, I'm not sure if we can get him on here sometime to talk about them, because he's picking different years. I don't know if these are all normalized to Park or whatever, but the Cardinals, this is a pretty scary rotation here with Dizzy Dean, Bob Gibson, Mort Cooper. You got John Tudor in there with that 1.93 earned run average. So I'm not sure how he did these, how he selected these, but I really like it. And again, you got Harry Burkeen, Ken Boyer, Lou Brock, Jesse Burkett, another Hall of Famer no one talks about too much. There's J.D. Drew. Good mix of everybody. Frankie Frisch is going to be with the Giants. There's, of course, Rogers Hornsby. Langford, McCarver, McGee, McGuire, Medwick. Ripper Collins didn't make the cut. How about that? So fun stuff to make these sorts of things. So I was really chuffed to see it. All right, that's it, guys. Like I said, with that Ernie game was just kind of like, the White Sox just didn't have it. So with that replay project, I'm not playing out like all the games or anything like that. I'm focusing on really the teams that were in the pennant race in the 1949 season, because it was an excellent one. So it could be showcasing some Indians games, Red Sox, Yankees, Cardinals, all that fun stuff, and of course the Brooklyn Dodgers. So, but that is it for tonight. All right. We peaked out for a little while at like 13 viewers, and that's really cool. And then when Ernie went off the air, we plummeted to 6. Come on, he's a Hall of Fame baseball broadcaster. So, all right, that is all, guys. Thank you very much. I'll say my quick thank yous to Aaron Reed, the man of 1,000 voices, to Advocate 8, Nathaniel Nate, first one in the ballpark, Richard Oconee. Thank you for coming in, Richard. Always a treat to see you. Hfield 07 was in here with us tonight. So small crowd, but very chatty crowd. And I appreciate that. Always do appreciate that. So, yep. And and Aaron, so Larry Doby was the first to break the color barrier in the American League, 1948, with the Cleveland Indians. So, good call. All right, guys. Hey, we appreciate you too, Nathaniel. Get this game, and then we'll talk, buddy. Not this game. Well, you could get this game, but Baseball for Windows. All right, guys. Until the next time, we'll see you around the batting cage. Good night.